sad, 'cause I know that we will last forever. Hey there, what's up? It's me, I'm Lisa. So, this video's been quite a thing. I read all the books for it, a month ago. Over a month ago, I finished the last book of this, and I just kind of left the video. And I had stuff filmed, but I couldn't stand editing it, and I didn't want people to have to watch something that I couldn't stand, so I am going to pop in the places where I decided to scrap that footage so that I can actually post this and hopefully be something that I like. So what is this video? Well, as the title might suggest, it's reading books that were on my past TBRs, because at the beginning of February, when I did all of this, I was coming up with my TBR, and I wanted to put a book on the TBR, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I've already put it on a TBR. And I realized that I kind of do that I won't put books on TBRs because I'm afraid of them being on too many TBRs. So I decided to instead just read books that were exclusively on past TBRs that I didn't read. So I went through this. This is my little journal from last year, and looked at all my TBRs, made a list, and picked some books off of that list. Speaking about TBRs, for January, February, and March, I've completed the entire TBR that I set out to read. To be fair, I only put like 5 books on a TBR so that I can read whatever I want, but I can also have made a TBR. You know, I like to keep it small so that I have room to do whatever I want. The books that I had chosen from my past TBRs, I'm going to do it in an order that I didn't read them in, just to keep things interesting. First book I'm going to tell you that I read in this video is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stewart Turton. So our main character is reliving the same day for 8 days in a different host for each of those days, and he has to solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle to escape this. The second book we'll talk about is Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. That's it, Jen Bennett. Starry Eyes follows Zori. She's a very anxious, like A-type personality. She goes on this camping trip with her friend, and surprise, surprise, her ex-best friend turned enemy is also going on this trip, and then they get stranded together and then have to find their way. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. So this one, there's 2 timelines in this one. The first one is when Kaya's young, and she pretty much gets abandoned by her whole family, and then she has to raise herself. And the other one follows a murder that Kaya gets accused of committing, and the kind of like court trials for that. And then the 4th book that I read was Nevernight by Kristoff. Fun note, in the original intro of this, I said Kristoff incorrectly, because you know how I am with names. This one follows Mia Corvair. When she was younger, her father was killed, and then she was going to be killed, and she escaped, and then she found this guy, and then he trained her so that she would then go to the Red Church, which is a school for assassins. So now you're gonna go watch some other clips, and I'll be back. Have fun! This is my first update on this thing that I'm doing, even though this is the first clip that I'm filming because I'm just behind. So I'm just gonna go through what has been going on with this reading challenge thing that I'm doing. So I started with Where the Crawdads Sing. I got about 156 pages in, and I'm like not feeling it a lot. Like, I wasn't excited about it. I didn't really want to read it. I think I'm gonna end up listening to it on audiobook if it's still on Scribd, Kind of the reason why I'm not so excited about this one. I don't know, it's just kind of slow and kind of boring. Like, it's not completely uninteresting, but it's like not really all that interesting. I can basically tell you what's going on in like 5 sentences. Like, Kyla's family leaves. Like, everyone in her family leaves. She doesn't go to school. She doesn't like school. The townspeople see her as like this feral wild child and talk stuff. There's a murder in the future. That's a storyline that barely gets talked about so far. There was a little romance thing going on with a boy. That's basically it. That's all that's really happened. Also, it's kind of getting me thinking about how sometimes I read books merely because they're popular and not so much that I'm interested in them, which I think this one fell under because I did not know the plot of this before reading it. I could just not finish it, but I'm going to finish it. Anyways, going on to the book that I'm now currently reading. I'm like 200 pages into it and I am loving it. I don't want to put it down, but it's Starry Eyes. I'm on part 3, so I'm this far. Okay, one thing, it's got like the parts, cute little backpacks, and then they have maps. I'm going to show you the first map. Starry's dad is the absolute worst. 3 people in this book the entire time I did not like is Zori's dad, Reagan, and Brett. And honestly, I was right so far. I don't know if any of them are gonna get redeemed. It's like 1:15. I have an exam tomorrow. I should be studying for said exam. Or I should have studied more for that exam instead of starting to read this book. But we'll do the things that we do. Okay, so just to let you know, I'm not good at updating things. I've already finished these 2. These 2 are done. The audiobook was not on Scribd, so I read the rest of it with my eyes. Anyways, so I finished Starry Eyes first. I don't remember where I was in the story or what I said about the story. I feel like it's been like a week. It's been a week. Anyway, so I finished this. I did enjoy this. I'll talk about my feelings about it then. Who do we want to talk about? I have more to say about Crawdad Sing, because guess what? I didn't like it. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about where the Crawdads sing. I liked that we were like previously friends and then it's kind of them reconnecting kind of thing. They were old friends that are now enemies, but they weren't really enemies. They never hated each other. They just weren't hanging out. They thought that the other person hated them, so like it was just miscommunication, kind of nonsense, as teenagers do. Reagan and Brett were the worst. Brett is just stupid the worst. Reagan is just the worst. She's a selfish little teenager, but she's a teenager, so like she hopefully she'll just grow up. The dad is just trash. I thought that they were gonna try to redeem him in the end. They didn't. He got worse. Hate him. He's the worst. He blackmailed a child. Something that annoyed me while reading was kind of once they were like together, there was like a lot of like just them talking about sex and having sex with each other, and I'm just like, you're children, I don't want to read about that part. If I have to read whatever it was, sexuation was like relaxation, but with sex, sexualization. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Welcome back to this spot. So, I didn't like anything that I said about Crawdad Sing. Well, it's not so much that I didn't like what I said, I didn't like how I said it. I was always like taking long pauses between words, and it was really annoying to edit, so I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna do this. So I didn't like Crawdad Sing. As you saw, I was having a hard time getting into it. It was maybe like halfway through that I kind of became more interested when we got more to like the court case and stuff. And I was like slowly cruising through this, and I was like, you know what, solid 3. Like, the beginning was really boring. There's all this nature description, and I'm not really a description kind of person. I'm an information gal. Like, I can handle info dumping because you're giving me information, but just describing nature, I don't fucking care. I don't care what things look like. I'm sorry, I'm that person. I just want information and interaction. I don't care about where people are standing. I don't care about battle scenes. I don't care about what the room looked like. I don't really care, and that's what a lot of this book was. And that's not even the thing that made me say, hey, I don't like this book. What I didn't like was the ending. The last 3 pages. So, I don't know if I should do the spoiler part, because like, I feel like spoiler related, I could say a lot of stuff. But I will say that they had, through the court cases, this kind of like nice message, kind of wraps up, goes with how she grew up, how the people have viewed her. Good message. And then the last 3 pages kind of took that and just destroyed it. Just went, haha, just kidding, fuck you. It was like a shock twist ending. Like, woo, didn't see that coming, did ya? But here's the thing. When I first read it, I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah. And then I sat there for a second, and I was like, wait. That just ruined the whole message of the fucking book. Why? Just to shock me? Like, so, 2 stars. Did not like it. So now that I've kind of done the not spoiler part, I'm gonna do a spoiler part talking about the ending. Kind of, if you don't want to read this book and you want to know what I'm talking about, this part is for you. This is the spoiler part. Okay. So, through the court cases, it kind of gives this message that the people who are convicting Kaya will look for any possible thing that maybe she could have committed this murder. And it kind of brings to light that things like this happen in the real world, like people who are innocent just because they have a bias or because of their race or something like that, that they can get convicted for things that they did not do just because there's a bias against them. And I felt like it was bringing that to light. Also, the whole court case was proving that the things that they came up to prove that she did commit the murder was impossible for her to do. The last 3 pages, it reveals that she did kill him. She did do it, and it just, like, I thought it was supposed to bring light to how people get wrongfully convicted over things that they couldn't have possibly have done, or just don't have the evidence to prove that they didn't do it. But it just, she did it. She did it! So, like, what was it for? What was this book for? What am I supposed to get out of this book now? It just ruined everything that I thought that was good about the book. Because I don't care about the description of the marsh. I mean, it's interesting that she basically raised herself and taught herself, but like, I don't need to read it. I don't care that much. So like, the only thing that I thought brought value to my reading of this book just got destroyed within 3 pages. To why I was excited that she had actually killed him, he was awful. He treated her badly. He tried to rape her. And if she wanted that to be the ending, that Kaya did kill him, I feel like the rest of the book should have been different, is all I'm saying. Like, I'm not mad that she killed him. I'm mad that the book made her seem innocent and then just, you know? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And then, because I reference it in the next clip, I had started the 7.5 Deaths. I was like 100 pages in. I had just gotten to the point where it really has explained what's going on. And I was very interested. Is just basically what it was. It's not really that deep. Yeah. we'll just go to the next clip. Have fun. I wanted to film this update now because the last time I updated, I had read like 100-ish pages of Evelyn Hardcastle, and now I have 100-ish pages left of the book. So I'm really enjoying the book. It's fun. I'm excited to see what happens. It's like all starting to come together, and I'm like gonna find out what's going on. I like how they're kind of like trying to solve the past murder, like that it's not all that it seems. And that we're trying, I don't know, like, I don't know who did the, like, previous murder. I know it's saying who it's saying, but, like, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna end, and I'm just, like, wanna just get to it, you know? But I wanted to, like, let you know where I am. I feel like I'm really close. Your girl has been tired lately. I did, like, the 16-hour shift overnight because reasons. So, like, I've been, like, tired since then. Like, my sleep schedule got all wacky. It's always wacky, but, like, it's even more wacky now. So, it's fun. I'm fine. This right over here is where I've been filming some of my other videos. My more recent ones right there. I've just been, like, doing different angles of the same corner for these updates. I'm just excited. I don't know why I keep doing. I'm very excited. Very excited. And then we can move on to Nevernight after. I just got done exercising and I'm gonna take a shower. Yeah, so I finished 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. That is a mouthful. That's a long title. I really enjoyed it. I liked kind of how it all came together. And it kind of left me wanting. Like, I want to know how things go once after the ending. I can't say what, because it'll give away what happens in the end. I really want to know, but like I gotta just let it be what it is, you know. And then after finishing Evelyn Hardcastle, I started Nevernight. I read like 24 pages of Nevernight, and I will tell you, I think I was tired and a little slightly burnt out from Nevernight. I mean, not Nevernight, 7.5 Deaths. I think I was slightly burnt out, so like it was taking me a while to like figure out how to read it. I don't know. I just felt like I couldn't understand the words on the page, and I was just trying to get through it. I don't know how far into Nevernight I was when I updated you. It's been days. Did I even update you? I don't freaking know. I haven't read it in a few days because I'm having a hard time with it. Here's the thing. We're gonna lay it out. The story's not bad. In fact, I haven't really gotten into the story. She's just trying to get to the Red Church or whatever at the moment. She's currently being attacked by something. I think that's where I left off. I got very just frustrated trying to read this because of the footnotes, because I don't like it. I don't like that part of this story. Okay. So, in the story, like, you're reading, and then you know how in, like, academic books where it'll kind of be, like, footnote, and then you go and then you read, so it gives, like, additional information? Yeah, you probably understand that. It has that in there, and I kind of get, like, I get the point of it. It's different, so you don't have to, like, info dump things, and it's a nice way to give information about the world. I like some of them. Okay. I do like some of them. I like the kind of, like, snide comments, I guess, kind of, like, from the narrator. But the thing is that sometimes they're, like, these long-ass paragraphs about random things that I don't care about, and it's just in the middle of, like, the action or something, and it takes you out of the story, and I don't care. Like, what finally did it in and made me stop reading for these days is that, like, she's getting attacked by this sand kraken, I think it's a kraken, a sand kraken or something, and there's this big paragraph explaining, like, the discovery of the kraken, and like they were like in a museum or something, or like a biologist was like studying it and then like it went wrong. I don't even know because I was tired and I didn't care because she's in the middle of being attacked, but they're telling me about something. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. And there was like so many of those footnotes, I think. I don't know. I don't think I finished the scene because I got just frustrated and I was tired and I was like, I've just been tired for like 2 weeks. I'm just exhausted. Anyways, I bought the audiobook, so we're gonna listen to it. That's my feelings about it right now. I'm listening to the audiobook, so I'm gonna let you go, or let me go, because you're gonna just keep watching, or you're gonna actually leave, or you already left. I don't care. This is the next day from that last clip where I was like freaking out, or not really freaking out, but like ranting. So I bought that audiobook. I am now 260 pages in. It's literally been, what, maybe a little over 12 hours since the last clip. So I've read more than 200 pages. We're gonna put my thoughts into something. I feel like I never look at the camera. I always look around. I'm really glad that I got the audiobook because I don't know how I would have been reading it with my eyes. So the footnotes don't bother me as much now. I like kind of like the information about the world. I feel like it's building to something. I don't know what it is. Because the thing about this book right now is that it's not really anything special plot-wise. I can see things kind of like coming together, like with the information. There's a lot of potential like in the world, I feel like, and where this story could go, but barely anything's happened plot-wise, I feel like. I feel like there's just like not much building between characters. There's a little bit with some of them, like Trick, and then that one girl. It's like Kassa something. Starts with a C. Oh, there's also Ash, that girl. But it's like barely anything. She did have sex with someone. I mean, other than the opening scene, which is where I just left off. It was probably the longest sex scene that I've really read. So, I don't know. I tend to not like sex scenes. I think I don't like sex scenes because whenever I think of them, I think of Sarah J. Maas. And I was not a fan of those parts of her books. Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot more now. Kind of like what I said is that like all this kind of like information about like the world and things kind of happening. I see so much potential and I think it's going to be really great. Even if it's not in this particular book. If it's there's 2 more books, so I don't know. I have a lot of hope for where this is all gonna go eventually. I don't have much else to say other than like if it was just based on the plot, it's not really that interesting. So it's probably like a 3-star right now. We'll see. I'm kind of trying to rate things differently. I'm always trying to rate things differently. That's why my ratings mean nothing, because I don't know, they really mean nothing. I'm just gonna segue into the thing that made me like not read for a long time other than me being tired and everything, because that's not really an excuse, because I've been watching a show, and so I've been watching Soy Luna on Disney Plus, and it has sucked me in so hard. I'm like taking a little break from it, but the reason I say it's not really an excuse for reading, because I have to read to watch it, because I don't speak Spanish. Oh, but I feel like I have so many things that I could say about Soy Luna. So I think I might just like make a video talking about Soy Luna, because I just have a lot of thoughts and I want to talk about them. Okay. So look forward to that possibly, because I know, you don't know, that I don't edit things very much. I'll film things and then I don't edit them, considering that it's now February 21st. I filmed my January wrap-up January 31st, And it's not even downloaded onto my computer. Okay, and now we're at actually pretty much the end. I just have to talk about Nevernight. But like, I had to pop in a lot less than I thought I was going to. Oh, gross. I see something. I sorry I see something. Okay, so Nevernight. What did I rate this in the end? I don't remember. It's probably 3 stars. It's either 3 or 4. I know I just said that like my ratings mean nothing, but like I like to tell them anyways. Let's see how many books I have read since doing this. I've read 7 books since Nevernight, which I rated 4 stars. Oh, so it did better than I thought it was gonna be in the video. Wow, look at that. So Nevernight. I think it was the ending that brought it up to 4. It's like the ending was very thrilling. There was a lot going on. So a lot of the like initial story for Nevernight is Mia getting to the Red Church, then her being at the Red Church, kind of going through the training stuff, and then at the end is when the big event of the story goes. Everything was building up to. And the thing is, kind of with how it was building up, now that I'm thinking about it from a month after I've read it, the parts before the big thing, the things that kind of hinted towards it, I feel like there wasn't really that much of it. So I don't know how that factors in. Just gonna throw that out there, is that I don't think that there was a lot of build up or like you would have been able to predict. I knew it was coming because I'm a snooper and I spoil myself for everything. So I knew it was coming. So there's that. That's also why I was always like, there's so much potential, because I knew what was gonna happen in the future books, and it seemed like it was gonna be really interesting, even though I don't understand. But I'm going to when I read the books. Actually, I enjoy spoilers, okay? I like being spoiled. I like what's not gonna happen before it happens. It is what it is. I think that's all I'm gonna really say about Nevernight. I know it might not have been the best, but like I said stuff about it. We'll go over, just kind of recap it. This time, we're gonna go in the order of how they were read. So, Starry Eyes, which I gave a 5 star because I had a real good time with this. As you saw, I neglected studying my exam to read this book, which, by the way, I did okay on the exam. Thank you for asking. Where the Crawdads Sing. I gave it 2 stars. I was very clear where I stand on this. 7.5 Deaths, I gave 5 stars. I don't think I explained this one as well as others, but like that's because, you know, it's easier to explain things when you're like not happy with something than when you're content. But the concept was very interesting. How it all played out was just like, I didn't want to stop reading, but I was tired, so I would stop reading because I said multiple times in the video, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. Just the concept and how it really came together was very interesting, very intriguing, kept my attention. Even though I was exhausted, still kept me reading. So I very much enjoyed this. I do recommend this to anyone who wants to read it. Nevernight, which I just talked about. So I gave this 4 stars, as I said. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for sticking in there with me for this video. I don't know if I'm gonna be cutting it out or not, the Soy Luna stuff, but like, I didn't make a video about that. I haven't thought about that show in a while. I'm anxiously awaiting season 2 to come out on Disney Plus, but like, who knows when that's gonna happen. And it's all my fault that I'm still the one you want. So what are you after? Some kind of disaster. At this point, I think I just have to sing in every one of my videos, just like to have that